Alright guys, today I'm going to share with you this very simple but effective checklist that helped me crush the first date over and over and over again. Starting with number 1, flirt. The problem with a lot of first dates is that you're just vibing. And I actually had a client hop on a call recently and he told me, oh man, this girl, we vibe so well, like it was so good. The date was so good. But when the girl goes to text him, she's like, hey, I didn't really feel a spark. I didn't feel a connection. Or she's like, oh, I'm not ready to date right now. Dude, all that means is that you didn't make the date man to woman. See, a good vibe could still be the wrong vibe. You need man to woman vibe. You need sexual chemistry, not friendly, we're best friends. In the beginning, you're not gonna know how to make things super flirty throughout the date. That's okay, it's gonna come with time, but I'll tell you the one simple thing that's gonna be a game changer for you and set the frame for the entirety of the date. And that's simply saying one flirty thing within the first 15 seconds. Usually for me, that simply looks like this. Oh, hey, how's it going? By the way, you look really cute tonight, actually. Super simple, just call the girl cute within the first 15 seconds. Now, throughout the date, there's other things that you can do to make it flirty. Here's another simple line that you can use later on down the date to make things a little bit more sexual. At any point in the conversation, when she's talking and you guys are making deep eye contact, you can just say, yo, can you stop looking at me with those eyes? Very simple, but it's flirty. Okay, you need moments like this. You need to spark that sexual tension. Otherwise, you can have a good vibe, you can get along, but it won't go anywhere because the girl simply doesn't see you that way. Now, this is a mistake I used to make a lot when I first started. Obviously, I wasn't naturally a full fucking flirt, so I was just vibing back and forth with the girl all day. Oh, I love this, you love that, I love that too. And we're getting along, it's great, but there's no chemistry. And that's what's gonna get you guys fucking friend zone, okay? There's a lot of flirty things that you can say throughout the date, but the main point that I really wanna drive is just say one flirty thing in the first 15 seconds. Because if you really suck at flirting and you have no idea how to make things sexual for the rest of the 3 hours, at least you did that. And also the problem is that even if you have a couple of flirty lines in the back pocket that you could pull out mid-date, it's gonna be very difficult to do that if you've been running a friendly date for the first 10 minutes. You see, flirting becomes increasingly difficult the longer you wait. And that's why no matter what, it's important to do this within the first 15 seconds. As soon as you see the girl, just call her cute, bro. Otherwise, you're gonna think about flirting and you're gonna think, damn, this is getting friendly, I need to make it flirty, but it's incongruent. You haven't been flirty this whole time. So now it feels weird. So introducing flirtiness and sexual communication in the date is very powerful in and of itself. But if you wanna have the best date possible, you're gonna have to implement the other tips, which moves me on to the next one, and that is lead. But before I get into that tip, if you want to work with me personally to apply these concepts, there's a link in the description. Fill out the application and I'll be reaching out to you personally. Do you want to know how to run a very basic, boring, and forgettable date? Take the girl to one spot and don't fucking move from it. That's how you run a fucking boring date. I want you to have another place. And it doesn't mean that you need to fucking go to 2 restaurants back to back or some shit. You don't need to go to dinner and then go to this fancy dessert spot. It just can be smoothies and then walk in the park with the smoothies. I always set up my dates somewhere where I know I can walk afterwards. So ideally it's some sort of coffee or smoothie shop that's right outside a park or really close to a park. Or maybe it's some sort of drink or food spot that's located inside a plaza or a mall or somewhere where you could literally just walk outside. And what this is gonna do is, number one, it's gonna make the date seem longer. You could spend 1 hour in a restaurant eating, or you could spend 30 minutes in a restaurant eating and then 30 minutes walking. That second date's gonna seem a lot longer simply because of the change in location. The memory of the date is gonna be a lot stronger in the girl's mind. What it's also gonna do is it's simply gonna make you a more masculine, attractive man. See, men are made to lead and women are meant to fall into that lead. But if you never lead, she has nothing to follow. You need to be the leader and say, hey, let's go for a walk after this. Or hey, it's kind of cold in here, let's go for a walk. Or hey, this bar is really nice, but there's actually one across the street that has great margaritas. Whatever, bro, it doesn't matter where you take her. It's just about having somewhere else to go so that you can fulfill that masculine role that she wants. The final thing that leading is gonna do for you is just gonna make it feel a lot more natural for the girl to follow you if you ever wanna bring her back to your place. Because she's already been used to you leading her from place to place. So when it comes down to bringing her back home, it just feels so much more natural and not abrupt, right? You never want to like stay in one place the whole time and then you're chilling, and then out of nowhere you're like, so like, you want to go back to my place? That's not gonna get you anywhere, bro. Now, just using the first 2 tips, I can already guarantee you that you'll always have a strong, powerful date moving forward. But this final tip on the checklist is what's actually gonna bring everything together and make sure that you crush every first date ever. Let's finish out this checklist. The final tip is escalate. So this is a tip that's probably gonna feel the most unnatural to most guys because when you first start running dates, you really want it to go well and you're just resistant to doing something that could maybe overstep some sort of boundary or be weird to the girl. But guys, I'm here to tell you something that's gonna change your fucking life, and that is escalation is attractive. Stop looking at escalation like it's this fucking thing that only you wanna do and the girl is like dreading, because that's just not the case, bro. If the girl likes you and she's on a date with you, she's attracted to you, she wants you to touch her. And the fact is, bro, anybody that you're close with, you're comfortable touching them. It just makes you feel close to someone. It's physical intimacy. It's not weird, it's totally normal. Now, obviously, I'm not saying you should just like start rubbing up on the girl as soon as you sit down or anything like that. You wanna start small. I recommend just hug the girl right away, right? Along with calling her cute, like we talked about in the beginning, give her a hug as well. And this is gonna get the date started on the right track with a man-to-woman frame and a broken touch barrier. But I don't just wanna leave it at that, right? As the date goes on, anytime I'm teasing the girl, I can playfully literally just push her away. I can touch her hair. She has a tattoo, I can, what does this one mean? I can put my hand on her thigh as we're sitting. I can put my hand on shoulder. I can fucking compare hand sizes. If it gets the touch barrier broken and it gets you to just not have this safe, respectful date where you don't touch the girl and neither of you feels close to each other by the end of the date, and it's just weird and awkward, and this girl can't imagine herself kissing you because you can't even touch her at all, then I would do it. Now you might be wondering, just how much escalation should I do? And I don't think you should put a whole lot of emphasis on necessarily having sex with a girl, but I do think that for any first date, a good goal to have is to at least get the kiss. So bringing this all together, anytime I have a client that just set up a first date, he always asks me, hey man, what are your tips? What do I do? I don't want you guys to start thinking of a million different things of how should I run this first date? What should I do? What should I say? What are the best places to take her? You start to think about all these different fucking things, and what happens is you actually just get in your head because there's too much to think about, and now you're nervous and you can't even fucking run a good date anymore, bro. So that's why I concised it down to these 3 simple things that helped me in the beginning when I first started. So anytime you're about to go on a date, bro, just think to yourself, flirt, lead, escalate. That's it. Now, before I wrap this video up, I actually want to give you a bonus tip that's outside of this checklist. And it's gonna sound a little bit corny, but I really mean this tip. Just have fun. I mean, dude, if you're watching this video, there's a pretty good chance you haven't been on a date in a while. Don't stress about it, bro. I mean, what the fuck are we dating for, right? So don't overthink shit. I literally want you to just have fun, bro. Like, seriously, enjoy this date. Enjoy the girl's company. Enjoy the connection, man. Have a good time. And for those who are interested in one-on-one coaching, click that link down below and fill out the application.